Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my meal prepping. This is my first week of doing my weight loss vlog, which I'm really excited about, but a lot of you might already be familiar with me from my Yvonne Williams channel, which maybe a link popping up on the screen. Y'all had asked me some questions about meal prep, and I kept putting off making videos about it because I didn't think it fit in line with my regularly scheduled tutorials. So I decided to go ahead and start another channel. So that's the Vonster vlog, which, yay! Please subscribe and all that good stuff if you want to get regular updates about new videos. But meal prep. I use MyFitnessPal, an app for Android. I believe it's for iPhone as well. But it's free, and it is so useful for being able to track your calories, your macros, your activity, your water intake, all sorts of different things. And I basically eat the same things every day in my new diet plan, which I'm shooting for something sustainable, affordable, and that doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna chew somebody's arm off if I don't get chocolate in like the next 30 seconds. Because I know myself. I know that if I feel like I'm being deprived, I'm going to be very unhappy. I am spoiled rotten, and a creature of indulgence, obviously. But to make things easier on myself, because I know that if it's not easy, I'm going to resort to fast food, or like binge eating cereal, or ramen noodles. There's probably a good like 20 pounds of me that is just ramen noodles. So I have yogurts already prepared, like just bought in like individual sections. I know it's more economical to get the big jugs, like kind of like the big Tupperwares or containers of yogurt, but it's too much work to have to divvy it up, and I'm lazy, and so I'm like, I'll just get it. And I eat Activia in the strawberry and peach flavors, and then I also have like cheese sticks and a piece of fruit. It doesn't get easier than eating like an apple or a pear, which I love pears. Oh my gosh, they're my favorite. And then for lunch I do salads, which you can see here. I'm going to be prepping up in this video. I'm specifically prepping up the salads, the melon, and the cottage cheese. I have just a salad with some avocado and ranch, the white gravy, on it. Again, I know that there are much healthier, way healthier salad dressing options out there, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. I like ranch. Like, I love it. It's delicious. But what I do is I keep a strict limit to 2 tablespoons, the serving size, and I put my avocado in it and about a tablespoon or 2 of water, and then mash it up and make like a really runny dressing out of it, and then drizzle that, and that way it coats my entire salad without increasing the calorie total. But I still get that nice like ranch flavor all over everything. So I'm gonna set the melons off to the side. I have, in the evenings after my walks with Randy, I have a serving of melon and cottage cheese, and then about an hour and a half later I go to bed. I can't sleep on an empty stomach. Like, I get really uncomfortable if I'm like trying to go to bed and my stomach's rumbling. And something that I have learned about myself is that it doesn't matter if I have 200 calories or if I have 1,000 calories. I'm hungry again 2 or 3 hours later. So I try to not go to bed on a full stomach, but I don't want to be hungry right before bed. These are just Ziploc reusable containers. I really like them that they're square, they're stackable, all the lids are interchangeable, and they were super affordable. So everything's already pre-washed and rinsed as far as our salad greens. I try to purchase organic when I can, but I don't know, on some things price takes precedence. Again, I'm trying to keep this in a budget. And then also some things like onions, you don't need to buy organically. Like some of the things, they just rack up the price by putting that organic label on it. Onions are something that I'll never spend the extra money to buy organic because they don't really have pest problems out in the wild, or the wild industrial agriculture. But so here I have a half and half mix of, well, no, this is just straight spring mix, if we can get that on there. And if I can, I'll do a price analysis and have that listed down below. And then I have just some baby spinach here. And I'm going to go through and divvy this whole container up between our different Tupperwares here. And I'm not being real particular about the measurements, because honestly I could probably eat this entire container. What are the nutrition info? Serving 4.5 cups, 5 servings per container. This entire container is 100 calories. So you can eat salad all day long. You can eat salad till your mouth's tired and you'll still be all right. Again, as long as you're not drenching it in that good old white gravy ranch. And I'm going through in lasagna layering. I don't want all of my different vegetable toppings to just be on the surface of the lettuce, so I do a layer of greens and then I do a layer of vegetables. I've found it doesn't last as long in the fridge if I put like squash or cucumbers in there. Carrots do pretty well because they're a very dry vegetable. Radishes will kind of dry out a little bit if you use like shredded radishes or something. And so if I want those in the salad, I'll usually add them in as I'm eating it. Same thing with the avocado. I don't really add that in until the day that I'm eating the salad. And remember, all of this stuff is recyclable. There we go. So now I'm going to come through with the spinach. I really prefer the leafy greens like this because whenever you're looking at a vegetable, all of this is intact. The only part that the plant has had to scab over is here on the stem. And it makes that kind of little bit of just, it closed up those cells and it helps the leaf to retain its natural moisture. If you go through and finely chop up a bunch of like romaine or iceberg or something like that, then you're increasing the surface area that the leaf, which is still technically kind of living, you know, like some of these things, you can cut the ends off of, you know, romaine lettuce and reroot it. These plants still have quite a bit of life in them. And so you're forcing the plant to take energy and, you know, callus off the broken edge, like just to demonstrate. This one, it goes from having just the loose end here to now it's going to have to scab off that whole edge, depriving it of resources in staying fresh longer. Oh, yum, yum. So I try to use whole leaves whenever I can. And then I save the romaine and stuff for sandwiches. I also really prefer the flavor of the leafier greens, like you know, arugula, like any kind of mesclun mix. And so that's how, but yeah, if you chop up like real finely some romaine or iceberg lettuce, it's going to go bad faster in your fridge. I hope that makes sense. And I'm also really careful to make sure that I'm very gentle with the leaves. Like I don't want to be crushing or bruising them because again, that's going to accelerate the decomposition and shorten the shelf life of what we're working with. So if I come across any that are like really bruised or wilty, like stuff like that one, see how it has like that bruising and wetness to it? I'm just going to toss that over into the compost bin and then move along. Because again, we want these as nice and intact as possible because they will stay nice and fresh that way. Okay. And now next, I love tomatoes, but they are one of the things that to chop them up, to dice them, gets really wet in the salad. And so I prefer to stay with uncut cherry tomatoes because you can put them in there and they're like an apple or an orange or a banana. The skin of the fruit is keeping all of the nutrients and all of the moisture locked inside. And so we're a lot less likely to get a wet, like dingy, you know, kind of half decomposed salad at the end of the week by going with, oops, self-contained little fruits and vegetables in our salads. Because that's, I really hate putting in all the work on this just to have it like go wilty and gross on me. And I don't know how many times back whenever I was still putting cucumbers directly into my salads, like in the prep phase like this, that I'd have to go through and like pick out like rotten cucumbers, and I'd kind of rinse everything else off because again, it's super stingy and frugal, so I don't want to have to throw the salad away. And I'm doing this in more or less real time because I want to give you guys a very accurate perception of how much time I spend a week doing this. Toss in a few extra ones. And again, for the calories on these, like they're not even like 5 calories a piece. So it's, you know, if that, it might be closer to 3, especially for the smaller ones like this. Okay, I'm going to go through with some sugar snap peas. Again, 1 cup of them is 35 calories. So you could have this, again, entire package for, it's 2.5 servings. So that's like around 100 calories, like not even. So anything green and uncooked has lots of plate space in your meal planning. And I'm putting like maybe 5 little sugar snap peas into each one, each Tupperware. And I do try to supplement these salads with what is in my garden, but currently, especially with the chicken still breaking into everything, I can't rely too much on garden production for weekly meal planning. A lot of the vegetables and things from the garden will either supplement the salad or get used during like dinner or breakfast, whenever, because those are meals that I don't meal prep. So yeah, once I have sugar snap peas on all of them, I go through and just start adding, topping them all off a little bit more. Because it's, nothing's more boring to me than an iceberg salad. Like just a wedge of iceberg lettuce. It's like, hello, water flavored grass. So now we're going to go through with our broccoli. And I'm actually just going to break off florets. Bless you, honey. That's my sweet Randy. He actually takes his salad without any dressing. So that makes it easy. Yeah, the worst thing though in our household is whenever both of us get hungry. Because then we're both like, tacos, tacos. Pork rind, pork rind. And then I save the stems like this for my rabbits. They love it. But yeah, I'm just going to keep breaking off the whole florets. And Randy really doesn't like broccoli, and that way he can take it all out in one hit. He's so good to still eat his broccoli though. And again, by not chopping this up, I'm reducing the amount of surface area that the plant is going to have to scab over to remain fresh. There we go. So we have just prepped up 16 salads. So now I have to figure out how we're going to fit this into the fridge. Get everything kind of shifted around. Excuse me. So I'm opening up some shelf space in here. Let me get this scooched over so you can see. Hey, doggy. And I don't want to stand here with the fridge open all day, but oops, gotta make sure that I actually seal all of the Tupperware. Hush, puppers, it's just me. Because it goes in my fridge. There we go. And the nice thing about this too is the more I eat salad, the more fridge space it clears up. So again, I'm going to scooch that over. Ah, no, a bruised pear. I guess I'll be eating that one today. But yeah, I keep a little bin of my avocados and pears and different things, any loose fruit that just decides to roll around. There we go. Okay. So now on to the next phase of our meal prep. Oh, and you can see Activia. Product placement. So here I have a large curd, full fat cottage cheese. I really prefer this stuff. I know a lot of people tout the low fat diet, dieting methods, but I really prefer the way I feel whenever I'm getting a lot of fat in my diet. Like my hair and nails are healthier. I feel full for longer. So use your personal preference, but I really like cottage cheese because it feels a little bit like a dessert, especially when paired with the melon. But I have a food scale here. I'm going to put my Tupperware on it and then zero it out. You want it to be 0 with the Tupperware on there, or at least factor in the weight of your Tupperware. It says here a serving is 114 grams. There's 6 servings per container. I'm actually going to do about 100 grams. From doing this in the past, make sure it's in the right mode. Milliliters, fluid ounces, milliliters, fluid ounces, grams. Okay. From doing this in the past, I know it doesn't quite balance out to having exactly a full portion in each one. So that one's 105. Now, even though I'm doing it as a little less, I still count it as the full serving worth of calories because I'd rather be rounding up than rounding down. Okay, it's 110. Again, making sure every time I put a new dish on that it still says 0. And I could use a smaller Tupperware, but these are just what I have. And then also it gives me a lot of room to stir. Because whenever I have these, I like to sprinkle in just a little bit of roasted sunflower seeds. With the shell off, obviously. Shell on is pretty hardcore. You could also put in some pomegranate seeds, that's really tasty. And just kind of dress it up however you want for that day. So yeah, around 110 per container seems to do the trick. Let's get all that good stuff out. There we go. And so, there we are. Because the cottage cheese does tend to separate, so I like to be able to stir it back together. And then I just screw the lids on. And then the last step in today's meal prep is going to be doing the grapes. And also, while I'm at this, I want to make sure that all of the melon that I divvied up is the same weight. So 0 it out. 271, 278, 266, 276, 291, that one's pretty full. So let me put a little piece of what's in here into what's in here, because I'm trying to get it balanced out to like an average of 270. Yeah, that works. Just because there's no sense in overindulging or undercutting ourselves or anything like that. So just double checking. Yeah. That was at 280. That one's at 267. You'll probably take a piece from one and pop it into the other. There we go. Alright, y'all, so that is how I meal prep for basically 2 snacks and 1 meal for every day. If y'all have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave them down below. You can see here I have all of my salads, my bags of grapes, a wide variety and assortment of cheeses and lunch meat. Randy loves lunch meat sandwiches. got my cottage cheese. I've got my melon and some more fruit. We have our alcohol stash that is super low in the drawer, like had ice in it. Rotisserie chicken and pork that I've defrosted for dinner. But yeah, and then yogurt and just a box of donuts because nobody's perfect. Randy picked those up while I was sick and we haven't gotten around to eating them yet. But I'm really excited though to go on this journey with you guys. And also for this to be my first meal prep video. I feel like that's kind of steps in the right direction. By sharing this with you guys, I feel as though I'm holding myself accountable. And let me get out of the fridge so I'm not just... You gonna close? There we go. Yeah, this is my lunch. This is my salad. So you can see the 2 tablespoons of ranch diluted with some water has really, like, most of it pools in the bottom, but it gets a little bit of a coating over everything without having like gobby spots of ranch all over everything. But by making these videos and sharing them with you guys and doing the Vonster vlog, thanks to my friends for helping me come up with a vlog name, I feel like I'm holding myself accountable and opening myself up for a conversation with other people who might be going through very similar journeys, who might have already been there and done that, or who haven't taken their first step yet. So good luck to the bunch of us, and I'll see y'all next week. So bye.